Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be working on my 2023 Ford Maverick Hybrid XL today. I'm going to be adding on the power tailgate lock onto the truck. So this lock you can pick up for about $80 from Ford, and the wiring is already in the truck. You just have to run wiring from the tailgate down through the wiring harness and then tap into the existing wires in the truck. So let me show you how. This is the Ford part number for the locking tailgate. It does not come with any wiring, so you will have to add your own connector. Let's get this thing put on. First thing we got to do here is take off this access panel, and these are T25 Torx bits. I'm going to use an impact driver. Set this panel to the side. Now we can access the wiring harness inside the tailgate. As you look into the tailgate, the pigtail there just hooks up into the backup camera. I'm going to unplug that. I'm going to run new wires through that same wiring loom. On the inside of the tailgate, there's this little wiring harness clip right here. I'm going to pop that out. Okay. Now we can fish that wiring harness out of here. I'm going to be adding two new wires for our tailgate through this wiring loom. So I'm going to have to take this all the way out so I can get those wires in here. Then I'm going to rewrap this in some tape. And this wiring harness leads right back up underneath the spare tire. So now I have to drop the spare tire. Get the jack kit out of the back. That's going to be behind this seat. Right there. Unnecessarily long bolt. And this just comes right out. But to get the spare out, all you're going to need is these two sections here and then the handle. Attach these two sections together. It locks in place. And you're going to take the larger end and stick it through the center and wiggle it a little bit. Turn it until it locks into place like that. You're going to take your handle here. You got a square that's going to line up with the square right here. You have to squeeze that tension release. Now to get the wheel down, you just back it off. And you kind of pull it towards you a little bit. Get as much slack as you can here. Until it stops. Then you take the handle off. Pull that out of the way. The Maverick here has a centering cone. You got to take that centering cone off first. Like that. So you got to turn it at an angle. And put it through that way. Spare tire jack area. And then this is the wiring harness that comes from the tailgate. So I'm going to unplug this tailgate wiring harness. I'm going to add in 2 pins and tap into the wiring harness back here. Let me show you which wires I'm going to be working on once I get this apart. The factory wiring right here for the XL has 5 wires. The harness here has 4 on one side, 3 on the other. These bottom 2 pins on this side is what we want to concentrate on adding wiring to. And if you look on the harness here, that is the yellow and brown, and then this blue and pink wire. This white and red wire here, I'm going to add in 2 wires. So if you turn this upside down, you have 1 wire right here, and we're going to add in a wire pin here and a wire pin here. I think I got all the tools I need. I'm going to go ahead and dissect this so I can get all of this taken apart. Got new fabric wiring loom tape here so I can rewrap that so make it look nice and factory. So just need to get this thing kind of taken apart so I can run new wiring in there. So this is where the edge of that plastic piece went. Covered this section right here, but still need to get to this wiring loom area, so I'm going to unwrap this a little bit more. So this is nice and open now so I can run a new wiring in there. So I'm going to take this section of the electrical tape off, a little bit of fabric tape right at the end. And that exposes all of our wires that we need to get. I'm going to disconnect this and separate it. It's going to get in the way. Alright, so now we got to separate this from that, pry this apart like that, and that loosens up all the wiring pins in there. I'm going to have to take this back part out as well so I can run a new wire through here on this one and this one. This 1 through 6 and then 7 through 12. So 7, 8, 9. We're adding wires to 10 and 11. So let's pry out on here. So that's apart. So we need pins 10 and 11. So we're going to take out these little plugs, plastic little blocking things. Just going to snap these out of the way. So inside of the wiring harness, if you've ever seen one of these, Just has little clips that hold them in. The clips are on the bottom side here. So you may not have the wiring on connectors for that. I always keep extra wiring from when I go to the junkyard or from various projects. So this is a connector that looks like it's going to work, the same kind of connector pins. So I'm gonna pull this apart, see how much wiring I have here. Yep, that's pretty good. I'm gonna see if I can use a similar color wire, de-pin this, and then put it into that one. Gonna pry back on here carefully. Remove this back section. Pull the rest of this up. So here's my pins. Figure out which one I need. I got a few color choices to go with here. I'm going to use this yellow and purple wire, and this blue and orange wire matches up to the coloring underneath there. So to match this up underneath, so yellow and purple is going to be towards the bottom, and then blue and orange is going to be in the middle. Insert these through here. Yellow and purple goes towards the bottom. Orange and blue is just going to go right in the middle. Insert this yellow and purple wire. Here's a nice click. Hold all those in place. Put this cap back on. Push this rubber seal back in here. And then this plug to lock it all back in place. And I just got to fish these back through here. We got the wiring ran through here onto the factory terminals. So you can see the yellow and purple and the blue and orange. And that's going to match up to the yellow and purple and blue and orange. Again, those are the bottom two on the left side here. I'm just going to plug that in. And then we're done underneath and put that spare tire back up. I found a connector on my random wiring harness adventures to the junkyard from a random Ford. These are found on a lot of different Fords. I'm not sure exactly what this is called, but that's the size you need. And that just clips in, snaps in place, nice and watertight. Alright, I'm just going to take a guess and run yellow to yellow and blue to purple. Alright, looks like it works like it's supposed to. That's also bolted to the handle, so get up underneath it. Set that off to the side, slide this in place. Then just adjust these little plastic tabs so you can get to both the sides. Like that. Push them in, lock them in place. They snap in right on top. Now that's installed, just got to double check the wiring, figure out which way it goes. So that's locked. Doesn't do anything. Unlocked, which operates the rods. So this is the correct wiring. There's not going to be a lot of movement in here, so I'm just going to wrap this in electrical tape. And I got this awesome fabric tape. I'm going to fold this up, wrap it up in fabric tape, get it out of the way. Got that all nice and wrapped up. Looks factory. Plug that connector back in. Watertight seal, not bouncing around, not vibrating. Just got to put that cover back on. Awesome. Now we have our factory locking tailgate on our base model XL. Didn't take much, but a little bit of time. Tap into those existing two wires up underneath the bed. So if you like this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me for more videos on the Maverick, and I'll see you on the next one.